Hello, everyone. It's me, Simply Smiling. Happy Hump Day. It's time for some tea, coffee, whatever you prefer, and time to chat for a few minutes. So, today I wanted to come on and talk about an issue that I dealt with early on in my life. So, today I'll be talking from a personal point of view, and I hope you can relate, and I hope that's okay. I want to talk about low self esteem. Now, I'm going to share my experience. So, I'm talking directly about me. Early on in my teenage years, I experienced low self esteem. Of course, that's been a long time ago. Thank God I've been delivered over and over again. Low self esteem for me is very, very, very critical to any type of journey that you may be trying to encounter, be it weight loss or whatever, be it just fitting in, being the fact of just belonging. I had no self love. I felt like I didn't belong in most of the gatherings that I went to because I was the heavy one. So I thought I was heavy. I never was extremely heavy, but I was heavy, too heavy, I thought, for my age. And at that time, I was comparing myself to others. Comparing yourself to others is the worst thing you could possibly do. Everybody is individually and beautifully made. That's you, me, we're beautifully made. So we should be happy with who we are. But that takes time if you're dealing with low self esteem. I used to experience a whole lot of anger because of the comparing, I was just angry because I looked different. I talked different. I carried myself different. After a while, of course, over the course of years, I felt like that was okay, and I've accepted me, and I love me to the fullest. If you can't already tell that, I love me some me. So low self-esteem for me was like, I felt like I didn't belong. I used to be real quiet and real withdrawn in crowds of people. I didn't add to the conversation. I didn't add to the laughter. I didn't add to the fact other than just being there. I just felt like I never did fit. Then as I grew older, it changed. My low self-esteem was still very low, but the way I handled it changed. I became very verbal, okay, very talkative, just to fit. A lot of times it didn't make sense most of the time, whatever I was talking about. I didn't fit. I felt like I did because people were engaging with me and I felt like I belonged. Low self-esteem for me was like the only thing that could really make me angry. I accepted a lot of things about myself. I was very smart in school. I did well. I was on a lot of committees in school. I was a student for most of my school years. I mean, I did very well, but that was acceptance. My parents accepted that. The teachers accepted that. I had a few friends that did, but I never did truly accept myself. Low self-esteem is a nail that we drive into our own heart, into our own minds. Okay. Usually people around you may bully you or talk about you negatively. That can have a lot to do with low self-esteem. But if you're already built up on the inside, it'll have no effect. And I was not built up on the inside. Okay. I felt like I just truly did not belong. I had difficulties handling real rough situations. I had difficulties talking to people. I didn't date a lot. I just never felt like I was the prettiest person, the smartest person, the strongest person, or just that I just didn't fit. Low self-esteem can lead to a whole lot of other things if it's not handled. And for me, the best way I handled low self-esteem was to start looking at myself differently because it couldn't be fixed by anyone but me because I created that. So people and situations and circumstances don't create low self-esteem. There has to be something already in you that's willing to accept that. You know, if we're built up on the inside, a lot of things we would just totally brush off. If we accept ourselves where we are today, how we look, how smart we are, how beautiful we are, and how we handle things, we'll look at ourselves totally, totally different. And low self-esteem, a whole lot of other evilness and negativity will not even sink in. But I was not built up on the inside. I didn't have that person to say, oh, simply, it's going to be fine, or oh, don't worry about it, because I never talked about it. I was sheltered and I kept it all in, and that's the worst thing ever. It's good to find someone that you can talk to, not necessarily someone you can relate to all the time, because a lot of people that you can relate to, they understand because they're there too. But they may not be able to help you dig out of the hole if they're there too. So a lot of times it's good to just talk to somebody that can truly listen to you and show a lot of concern to you and be generally just care about you. Okay. The anger for me was a big challenge. Okay. Because a lot of times to my siblings, oh, the poor people, I would be angry and upset with them for no reason at all. And they never understood why I became the mean sister. Can you believe that? Me, of all people, I have totally changed. But a lot of this stuff I truly remember. And a lot of times they will remind me of it. And they're really thankful I'm not who I was. Okay. But a lot of times I would be, it's like a car accident. Okay. You get in a car accident and you have a terrible car accident and somebody truly gets hurt. And you walk away from that. You're not scratched or anything, but you're scarred. You're scarred because you hurt somebody because of how you feel about yourself. Okay? You caused the accident. They got hurt. You were able to smile and walk away. Okay? That person may have to deal with a lot, and then you have a lot to deal with, but you don't deal with it. That's when the self-esteem, when you don't deal with it, it takes root in your mind. It takes root in your heart, and you become that bitter person. I'm talking from experience. You become that bitter person that don't care about them being okay, don't care about yourself, don't care about anything. You're just going day to day just to get along and get by with who you think you are. Low self-esteem builds the worst character in a person because we're all beautifully made. We all have good in us. Okay, all this other stuff that I allowed to come into my life was of my own doing. We create our own monsters. Now, situations and circumstances do play a part in it, but when it's that way, you can handle it better. But when you create it inside of yourself, it's not good. Low self-esteem had me all the time in a protective mode. I thought, oh my God, everybody's out to beat me up. They're out to, they're out to get me because they don't like me. And it wasn't that case. The case was I didn't like myself. When you don't like yourself, it's hard to see who really cares about you. It's hard to see who loves you and who genuinely wants to be your friend. It's hard to see that because you're blinded, by all of your self-doubt for yourself. I experienced that a lot of times. I used to think that my aunties on my dad's side didn't really like me. I don't know why. They didn't give me the best. It was silliness. They didn't give me the best birthday present. Or they didn't give me what I asked for. They don't like me. They just bought me something. Bring a gift to the party, anything. But they were nice gifts that they took their time to shop for. But all I could see was they didn't give me what I wanted. Low self-esteem will build selfishness. Okay, you're selfish, first of all, because you're not taking care of the problem that's inside of you. And you're selfish because you're not going to see the good in everyone else. You're not going to see it at all because you're not going to feel it, because all you can feel is, the hate. With low self-esteem is definitely hate that you have for yourself. It's not love. It does not come like from a love side. It comes from a negative, I'm going to say the hate side. Now, I know hate is a crucial word, but I'm speaking from my experience. I did not even want to be around myself. Now, how do you do that? Because you are you, and you're going to see you every day, and you're with you every day, and you're all you got sometimes. You can't get away from you. Love you. I made it a point to start looking in the mirror because as I grew older, my body changed, my mind thinking changed. I started accomplishing some small things. And like I said, I was good in school. I started cheering. I cheered in school for like 6 years straight. I loved doing things, and I started loving and embracing who I actually was other than my appearance. Low self-esteem came totally from my appearance. I never took the time to dig in and see, who am I and what am I made of and what can I do for somebody else? What can I give? How can I make a situation a good situation instead of a negative one? How can I bring love and positivity into a space when I walk in? So I had to learn all of that. Self-love would trump low self-esteem every time. Low self-esteem would kill any and everything that you're trying to accomplish in life. And it'll start with your self-love and how you feel about yourself. Once you start connecting with self, loving yourself and believing in yourself, and erase all the doubt you have about yourself and actually caring for yourself. Actually caring for yourself. The low self-esteem will go. Mine it went. It didn't go over, night. It wasn't created overnight. Nothing goes that fast. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay? But it went. So I can proudly talk about it now. I love me right where I am. The way I look, I love me. I no longer compare myself to other people. I no longer put that added pressure on myself to create that anger and bitterness for myself. So you have to be like really extremely careful, when you're on a journey. Back then I was totally clueless, but now that I'm feeding my mind, and when I say now, I don't mean like right now. It happened over years. I started to feed my mind. I'm like, I cannot go through life like this, And when you have low self-esteem, you don't see the beauty in you. Other people see it, and they can tell it to you all day. All day long, they can tell you all the good in you. But until you grab hold of the reins and ride, you're not going to see it in yourself. So it's best to deal with that. It'll help you with any kind of progress and success and any kind of victorious feat that you may have in your life. It will help you to first start right there. Love you. Erase the low self-esteem. Erase it. We're all on a journey. We all want to be here. We all mainly want to be healthy. And of course, the weight loss. Once the weight goes, of course, hopefully and preferably the health will come right behind it. But we all want to be there physically and mentally. But the low self-esteem has to go if you're dealing with that. I dealt with that, and I wanted to talk about that for me. I'm no longer masking that emotion. I was masking it every day I would go out. You ever put on makeup, you got it up under your makeup, you feel like, no. That's masking. I had to take that mask off, okay? This is me world when I step out now. Deal with me, love me or not, but guess what? I love me. And that's really all that matters. It's good that other people love you and care for you, and they're going to let you know that because people are good. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to have the faith and the love for yourself to believe that I love me, and no more masking the emotions, no more going out pretending that I'm okay with me and I'm really not. And don't let people create that monster in you, because they would that's a monster. They would put that monster in you, and they would have you thinking about you the way they think about you. There are some negative people, and of course we know there are some positive. The positive will build you up. You're okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to get there. I'm in your corner. I'm cheering for you. I'm praying for you. I'm pushing you. And then there's the negative that'll feed it. Once the negative side sees that you have low self-esteem, they're going to feed that all day long. They're going to do it in a positive way. Hey, why don't you come out? Let's go to lunch. And they know. Let's go have Pizza Hut. Let's go to Domino's. Let's go to the greasy chicken box. Okay, where they throw the fries and the chicken and the biscuit all in a box, and then the paper just greasy and your fingers greasy and all of that. And they know you're trying to do healthy. But they know your self-esteem is low. They know you have not arrived because you don't present yourself like you have. Okay? So it'll come in a negative way. But lean on the positive side. Lean on those people that say, you got this. I'm with you. You can do this. We're going to make it. We're strong together. Don't worry about it. We're going to get through this. And believe me, Connect, I'm that positive side. I'm that person over here. I would never bring negativity to this arena. I would never. Because it's not in me. Have a great day, and think about your self-esteem. If you're dealing with that, personally I was, but I'm telling you now, it's a load off of my life. Not a load off of my shoulders. It's a load off of my life. Because I continuously tell myself, I'll be okay. It's okay. I'm no longer vulnerable. I don't have the vulnerable emotion. I'm no longer there. I was, and it was because of my own doing. So grab hold today. Grab hold and ride the reins for your self-esteem, and let's go, let's go, let's go. It's an action tendency. Take that action and do it in a positive way. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye.